Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Strip Club. Good morning. I'm here to show you our latest Strip Club project. It is called Zigger Zag. Do you like it? Yes. So this quilt is got to be one of the easiest Strip Club quilts we've ever done. This presentation, you don't need me, and it'll be quick. So I'm going to talk very slowly. It is one simple block set on point. And the quilt that we have up here, we have a collection of strips that are reds and creams and taupes. And then we have one additional fabric we call an accent fabric. That accent fabric is black. Do you see it? Okay, so the black is cut a different size than the rest of the strips. To make the block, you go like this. You take a strip, sew it together with another strip. You like my lips, by the way? Strip. And then you tell your strip to stay. Now we have an accent fabric. A nice bold one that contrasts your strips. In this case, we picked black. Strip. Hang them up and down, says the suggestion from the left. Like this? Yeah. Brilliant. Now pay attention, because the next thing we're going to do is sew another strip. Yes, I'd be happy to repeat that. We're going to sew another strip, and yet another one. You want me to slow down? If I'm going too fast for you, I'll take it slower. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 below the accent and 1 above. We have here is a little different color combination. We got a little more orange in here, but you get the idea, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do we need? 5, 6, 4. Got it. 4. You guys shouting out numbers. It feels like the Price is Right. Too many? You sew those all together, make a strip set, and then you'll cut out squares. Thank you for coming. That's your block, right? Okay, yeah, but you do need me, and I'll tell you why you need me. Because in order to make this pattern really work, you need to carry the design out to the setting triangles and to the corners. Those setting triangles and the corners is what makes this thing, it makes it continuous, so it looks like a complete quilt. Otherwise, you might have solid fabrics for the setting. So I want everyone to imagine here, this is your setting triangle. Imagine that as a solid fabric. So you see corners or triangles all the top and on the side. It becomes a very blocky quilt, not a fluid quilt like you see here. So it's important in this quilt to piece those setting triangles. In order to do that, and I don't know if you know about setting triangles, you cannot just take a block and cut it diagonally and get a triangle or the same size. You need to have it larger because it needs a larger seam allowance if it's cut on the diagonal and sewn as a triangle. So in order to make a larger square to cut in half to get our triangle, we're going to sew 1 more strip onto our strip set. So let's put that strip back up. So now for the setting triangles, you're going to start with the square. The square is going to come from a strip set that has 1 more strip. So it's a little oversized. But you don't want it to be too oversized, but we do want to use up our strips. So oddly, and it does make sense, after you've sewn this strip set together, you're going to trim off an edge to square it down just a little bit, and then you'll cut out squares. The pattern tells you how much to trim off, but you don't want your setting triangle to be too big. This makes it just the right size. So you're going to take your ruler, put it up against the edge there, and then trim off that last strip. You follow? Okay. whoever's idea it was to put it up and down like that. Gold star. I'm sorry I didn't think of that. So now we have cut out a square. Do you see how this last edge is smaller? That's what I meant by trim off that last edge. When you trim, make sure you are trimming off that last strip, not the first strip. Okay? And then you will cut diagonally like this. That creates your triangles. Notice that accent placement. On one triangle, it's here. On another triangle, it's up in the corner. You have to make sure that that accent is correct when you lay out your quilt, especially for the setting triangles. Now when you look at the setting triangles, do you see that some pieces, the black accent is more visible than other pieces? So on this triangle here, you have the accent fabric that sits up top. Over here, it's a small one that sits up top. Now the trick to laying out this quilt is that that accent fabric always sits at the top part of your block. So while the seams are diagonally in this direction, the accent fabric is here. Now for the second row, the seams are diagonally the other direction, but still the accent fabric sits at the top. So on the first row, it's top right. Second row, it's top left. Follow? And it's that consistency that gives it the overall shape. Same thing for those setting triangles, which is why when you cut the diagonal, it's important to pay attention to the pattern and cut the way we say to cut so that you have enough pieces that go like this and enough pieces that have that same triangle and the orientation is correct, or the accent fabric on the top left. Do you follow? Now, finally, the corner setting triangles. Again, we want to keep the placement of the accent fabric in line with what's going on for the rest of the quilt. It's not hard, but you'll thank me for it when you have it all done and everything goes the same direction. Accent corner setting triangle here. You've got that accent fabric right in the middle. Here, the seams go the other way and you've got it on the top left. Now we'll look to the bottom, again in the middle, and now on the bottom left, again on the top left. So in order to achieve this, we turn to our strip tube ruler and we sew another strip set together. Imagine this is a whole strip set. I look to Maureen. Am I doing this right? I need these back up, don't I? Yeah. All right. I was supposed to go slow anyway, so here we go again. All right, class, look in your pattern and tell me how many strips I need now to make the corner setting triangle. 4? 4 total, or 4 on one side of the accent? Okay. Okay. Total of 5, right? Okay. So again, we have the same general strip set. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 on the other side, 5, right? Again, that accent is the second from the left. Now we take our strip tube ruler. For some of the blocks, for some of the corner setting triangles, we will cut out a triangle like this. For others, we'll cut out a triangle like that. And for the others, we will cut out a triangle like this, and then another one like that. That is simply how you use the, and you can cut out squares too, but the strip tube ruler makes it easier. That's exactly how you get those corner setting triangles so that accent is the proper orientation to complete the quilt. Pattern tells you it all, but now you've heard it from me. Sometimes it's easier to see it with fabric and the ruler. So did you follow that? You'll cut some out like this, flip it around, you'll cut another one out like that, and then for the other 2, one like this, and then one like that. So you'll get 4 out of this strip set for your 4 corner setting triangles. So when you put it together, you'll put it together by rows. You'll add the corners last, and then you'll sew your rows together. Triangle, block, triangle makes 1 row. Triangle, block, 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 triangle, another row, and then you sew those 2 rows together. Cutting off any dog ears and those famous last little corner triangles, which I think complete the whole quilt. Those go on last. So just with one strip set, ooh, I should tell you that to make this size you need 43 strips. Most bundles are 40, some are 42, but we give you enough extra yardage in the calculation of your border 2 to cut extra strips. You follow that? So you're going to need extra strips. You don't have to go out and buy a whole new strip set. You can cut them down from your fabric on border 2. In this quilt we use border 1, the same fabric as accent, and then we added this rich red as the outer border. Any questions? Did you follow that all? Did it make sense? Yes. Are you glad you're taking the pattern home? Yes. Yes. If you have any more questions, come back and watch the video. You can come time and time again to watch the video. Bookmark it. Subscribe. So this is just one colorway. You can actually do it in just about any fabrics. It's that kind of versatile pattern. And we're talking wild, fun prints. Would you like to see one? This is a new line of fabric by Moda. It's made by Vanessa Christensen of V & Company. And this is a jelly roll. The jelly roll, and this is a smaller size, so it doesn't take all 40. Yeah. Thank you. Oh yeah, do it that way. This is a smaller size, and it doesn't take all of the 40 strips, everything that's in the bundle. The bundle actually had pink in it too. We took out the pink to go with the more neutral colors, you know, wonderful teals and grays and yellows. So here for our accent fabric, glass, what color is it? White. It is white. Do you notice how now as a white fabric it recedes more? If we had used something like a pink or a black, it would have popped out a little bit more. But now it just sort of recedes. Lighter fabrics will always recede when you look at them. Darker fabrics or brighter fabrics will pull forward. So this didn't use all of the fabrics in the strip set. You can use those fabrics for something else. I didn't want to go too pinky with it. The collection does have pink. And I really wanted to showcase this gray triangle border. I just love that fabric. So now you can see something a little more wild, a little more fun, a little more modern. Or you can opt for something like the rich, soothing colors, the reds. You can really do anything. There are some really wild fabrics out there. Tula pink comes to mind. How great would some of those fabrics be in a pattern like this to have this consistent accent sort of frame everything and all the colors play together? Possibilities are endless. So I'd like to see possibilities next month. Can I have samples here? So you guys, for your sharing, can I have samples? We should have a prize for people who bring a finished quilt. This one's easy to do. Should we do that? All right, so next month, anybody that brings me a finished quilt, we'll have a prize for you. Oh, I love it. Top is good. Top is good. I'll take tops. So no questions on this? Okay, well, if you don't have any questions, we'll wrap this up, and then we'll do it again next month when we have another pattern that uses 2.5-inch strips. Thanks, you guys.